Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So Samsung showed you their hand. They showed you what they had to offer, and it's up to you now to determine whether or not you want to kick out that $1,400 or that $1,300, whichever you choose, for the Galaxy Note 20 Plus. And the Galaxy Note 20, it's nice, but I just feel like it's the same phone as my S20 Plus. With an S Pen and better color, ultimately that's what it is. It does have a flat display on the 20, the smaller version, so it's kind of a the Galaxy Notes, like I said, we saw them already, and they were exposed, but even though they were exposed, I still had to get a feel for them, like to see what they really were like by watching the event. And honestly, the event was cool. The events are cool. They're not the most exciting. But speaking of excitement, I guess the same thing like last year, I was excited about the Z Flip. And this year, I'm pretty much really excited about the Z Fold 2. My concern though is, like I said in the previous video, a $2,000. My budget was, 1,000 like it is every year. And that right there is too much. So if I trade in, I'm talking about 1,000 out of pocket. That's the top of the line sometimes that I want to go. I've surpassed that with the iPhones, and I surpassed that with a couple of Galaxies, with the Z Flip last year. But the resale obviously is important to me because I have so many phones upstairs, so I have to be able to sell some of these phones that are over $1,000 to get some money back. And the only time I've been able to do that was with my Huawei Mate 20X and then all of my iPhones. I can pretty much get all the money back from my iPhones and the Huawei Mate 20X. So, but the excitement for me is the Fold 2. Now, Samsung is offering money back for your Galaxy Folds. I spoke of it the other day, and when I talked about this, I said, hey, they're probably not going to give you any money for your folds. They're not even taking these phones. Well, it turns out they are taking them. They're taking them, and they're going to give you some money for them, but it's not going to be big baller status. It's going to be 600, 650. That's what they're giving for the S20 Ultra. So I had a plan in place to where I could grab the I was going to get the 512 gig Galaxy Note 20 5G Ultra, the bigger one. But again, they did it to me again with this only black color. And I don't want another black phone in the Galaxy Notes. So the Mystic Gold, Mystic Bronze, whatever it's called, that's a nice color, but I feel like everyone's going to have that color. So I'm opting for the white, basically, as I'm spoiling it for you now. The white is nice, too. I used to be a fan of white Galaxy Notes all the time. But I gotta say, now that they've put it on the table, we have this very expensive Galaxy Fold, which we knew that was going to happen. And we have these very expensive Galaxy Note devices, which we knew that was going to happen. But, the Galaxy Note, the big Galaxy Note, that's going to be, if you're looking for a Samsung phone, that's going to be the one that I'm going to tell you to get, because I think it's going to offer the most. Since you're spending that much money, I wouldn't recommend you grab a $999 Galaxy Note with a 1080p display. It's $1,000 because you have phones like the Motorola Edge, the LG Velvet, the V60. You have all these other phones that pretty much match those specs. You know what I mean? So I doubt that you're going to get better battery than the V60 on any of those phones. So this is a matter of you making the choice. Currently, right now, I think one of the best offerings on the market is this phone right here, the Pixel 4a. And you're gonna say, well, Jay, those don't measure up. That doesn't measure up to the Galaxy Note and the Fold. Again, I'm talking about like value. This phone just kind of took over, and the V60. Yes, the V60 is still probably my phone of the year. After seeing what's being offered by Samsung and Motorola and Google, yes, this is a beast mode device. But I think if you just want a little bit more, you can spend a little bit more and get a whole bunch more. So with Samsung, this has gotten to the point where I love what they're doing, and I love that they're doing They're updating small increments like they've done in the past, like all OEMs do in the past. Um, but I think after using this for a little bit of time, this is probably, and I'm not saying this is innovation, but this is a step in the right direction for where I want to go and what I would tell people to go. There was a comment on my Instagram channel, my Instagram, where a guy was saying how, Google, or Google, I put on there Smart Move by Google, and shout out to Team Pixel. But I just feel like the industry and the way it is right now, people are going to have to finance these phones. Some people are fortunate enough and blessed to be able to spend a big chunk of money up front. But I gave an analysis. I gave a little short thing of how I do it. I save throughout the year. I have to put aside a little bit of money because I'm totally not rich. And that is why I would prefer to live unlocked and spend that $1,000, because yeah, I'm still spending $1,000, but along the way, I'm not struggling to pay my bills. I'm putting aside money. I'm budgeting. You'll learn to do this later on the older you get. For things that are not important, and I know my channel is smartphoneconversations.com. That's the plug. I talk about all smartphones predominantly. It's not a priority. It's not. This is my hobby that turned into a bigger thing than I thought it would ever turn into, and I love doing it. And I probably will do this until I can't do it anymore. But the reality is these things aren't needed. You very well could use even phones that cost less than this. You could grab the Xiaomi 9S, and I think you will be very happy with that if you want a small size phone. People are saying that the iPhone SE is the better phone than this. I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. It doesn't even measure up at all to the way I see it. You guys are harping on this A13 processor, but it does not measure up to this Google Pixel 4a. That's what my real world experience, usage, and opinion on it. I'm not just saying that because, the new Pixel's out. And I don't hate Apple products, but I just think the industry, the way it's going, this is a smart move. That's why I said this is a smart move by Google, because Samsung has put it all out on the table, and it's the same. Google took a gut punch from everybody who trashed them about the pricing of their phones, the memory options, and what did they do? They gave you 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, stereo speakers, the best cameras in the game, really pretty good battery so far, a headphone jack. And okay, they didn't skimp on the processor. What I want to believe is, and we'll get back to the Samsung talk, but I want to believe is that this phone was already built and they just didn't know what to do. But I'm sure they would have put the 765 in there, and I don't think the price would have been any different. But that's the direction that you want to, as a reviewer and then as a real person. I'm always going to try to keep it as honest as possible and tell you guys, yeah, I'm buying these devices, but that's because I'm budgeting throughout the year. I'm getting donations from you guys. And I appreciate your donations. If you want to donate, the links is down below. You hit my PayPal, drop it in there. I don't have Cash App or anything like that. I think I don't have that set up. I'm not sure, but PayPal is where most of my donations come in from, or Super Chats when I'm able to do a live stream. And I appreciate that. I put that right back into the channel, and you're a part of my budget, if you will. You're helping me. And I don't have a Patreon, so I don't get a consistent flow of money from you guys. But when you donate, I put that $5 into a bucket, and I just leave it there until the next device comes out that I'm interested in, and then I get it. Pull out that bucket, pay for the phone. Keep giving you the reviews that you want to help make you a decision, to help make your decision easier. And if it's not good, it's not good. And I'll tell you. So Samsung has put it on the table, and they are pretty much laying it out there. It's the same thing they did last year. I don't think in this economy. Now, first of all, the economy isn't really failing like one would think. Things are moving on. People are still spending, and people are still going on with their lives. But unfortunately, I think there's 10 to 20 million people that are out of jobs right now, and they're obviously not watching me. They're not thinking about buying new phones. They're not watching this Samsung event. They're trying to figure out how they're going to get those groceries in order, and how to get the rent paid or whatever, because that just passed, unfortunately, that they can get evicted. So real world, when you're talking about tech and stuff like that, it's difficult to keep recommending $1,700 phones, $1,500 phones, $1,000 phones, even though I know you can finance them, because I'm helping you to get back in debt. And I don't I would rather have you out of debt. Yeah, you might not be able to get what you want the first time around, but if you're saving and saving and saving and doing things right and taking your time to get it, you'll eventually get what you want, and you'll get it later on, and you'll get it even better. So Samsung has to learn a lesson, just like, not just Samsung. Let's just not put Samsung on the chopping block. Let's put Apple out there too. These companies who charge a whole bunch of money actually get the praise. I don't understand this. These devices that they're bringing out, they're not premium like we keep praising them to be. And I'll say we, even though I try not to glorify any of these things, these Samsung devices they're beautiful. They're nice pieces of hardware. They're nice pieces of tech. They're fantastic. But when the dust settles, when it all clears up, do you really need to spend that much money or finance a phone this much to get the same good experience as you do with a phone like this? And this is just what I'm happy by me. I got 1,000 phones, and this is the one I'm using currently right now. Are you really going to get that much better experience? All the other stuff, if you look at marketing, it's just to get you to buy something else. So people say that people are trapped in the Apple ecosystem. I don't think we're trapped in the Apple ecosystem. I think it's a personal choice because it makes our lives a little bit more convenient and easier. Thus, DeX is now wireless. So they're trying to, and then the TV, they're trying to integrate it like that. But the only thing is, I'm believe it or not, even though I review a lot of expensive stuff and I buy a lot of expensive stuff, again, I'm saving. It takes me some time to save to get these things, and so there's an overlap always. I'm always saving. I'm always trying to find a way. But I feel like a message to the people out there who don't have a trade-in, and you're going to go to a carrier and put down like $800 to get the Galaxy Note. I'm not trying to tell you not to get it. If you don't have a trade-in, try to go for the previous year. You'll get a heck of a lot better deal, and you'll pretty much get the same stuff. All right? So while Samsung's event today was very nice, it's hard to recommend a very expensive phone in a time the way the world is right now. And there's a whole bunch of other phones out there that are just better. They do the same thing, Yeah, Samsung has class-leading displays, but I think the Sony Xperia devices have better displays. Personal preference. Samsung's cameras are great. I think Google's cameras are better. You see what I'm saying? So they have a folding device. I think the Velvet and the V60 have done it a little bit better. Yeah, they don't look as good as the Samsung Z Fold 2. And I'm interested in that device. But I would have to sell off 2 or 3 things to get it. And hey, I would do it. But is it worth it? Probably not. But that is the device that I'm interested in. The Z Fold 2, the Galaxy Z Fold 2. I'm interested in that actually more than the Notes and all of those. But it's a price thing. I'm not willing to trade in and then pay another $14 on top of that. I just can't do it, man. I just can't. As much as I'm interested in it, I'll wait it out. I'll wait it out and try to get a pre-owned one or catch it on sale or something. Because you guys know I'm a big advocate of not financing phones if you can't. If you can't swipe your card to pay for it all at once, don't put yourself in debt to get it. And there'll be people that throw all these examples out here. Oh, well, what about buying a car? What about buying a car? I have paid cash for my cars before. There's a lot of people that do that. Is it a brand new car every time? No, of course not. But save those kind of examples because we're talking about a phone, and a phone is not an investment unless you're going to use it for your content creation. For whatever it is, you're going to use it for, you're a photographer, then you want to grab that Sony. You're going to be doing lots of vlogs. Go ahead and grab any phone at this point because you can do vlogs with front-facing videos, and you're going to see that with this camera right here. You're going to witness the video that I'm working on later on. You're going to be amazed at what you see on this front camera. I've already posted up a video or a post on Instagram with the front camera. So You're going to be shocked at what you see. And the price should always be at least somewhere at the front of your mind. You know what I mean? When you're picking. But I think it's gotten to the point where, you know, I'm not going to bash anybody. I just feel like the excitement for these new phones, even if I would have never seen them, I knew those prices were coming, and I knew that I would have to make a choice on whether or not I wanted to spend that much money on a device. So there comes the discussion video like this. It's a matter of preference. That's what it all comes down to. There's going to be people that comment before they finish the video and say, it's a matter of preference. Well, I get you. It's a matter of opinion. It's always a matter of all of those things. But as the person in front of the camera, it's easy to sit behind this camera and tell everybody what to do. But get in front of the camera, get some time in front of this camera, get some time to be trashed by people on the internet and all kind of stuff thrown at you, and then come talk to me. Or any creator, tell us that after you've been in our shoes. It's just our opinion, my opinion, on products that come out not right. There's no right or wrong. It's just an opinion. And Samsung, I just think they have to do better when it comes to the pricing of the devices, and so does Apple. Because there's no reason that you should be overlooking or even talking down on a phone because it costs $300. That's just you've been completely brainwashed to believe that because a phone is plastic, it's not good. It's not premium. Huh? What? That is the silliest thing I've ever heard. That is the silliest thing I've ever heard. Why would you deviate away from something that's going to save you money and do the same thing as something that's going to cost you 10 times the cost, 5 times the cost? Why would you do that? It just doesn't make any sense. So if I pick up any of the Samsungs, I'm going to do a trade-in. I'll probably trade in my S20 Plus. It's paid for. So, you know, and I also didn't get it. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. So I win in that situation. You know, I win if I trade in my S20 Plus, but I don't want to give my S20 Plus up too quick. I want to make sure that I'm giving up for a device that's going to make me happy. So if I, in fact, do go with the Galaxy Note with the trade-in of my S20 Plus, I'm pretty much just getting it for half off. I'm paying $650 for it or whatever, and they're giving me $650. And that's just what it is. It's a tough pill to swallow, but I think that white Galaxy Note is calling my name because I just really don't want to spend $2,000 on a Z Fold 2 or whatever it's called, and then be disappointed down the line that it doesn't function as well as my LG Velvet or my LG V60. I think that's the best implementation for this type of deal. Yeah, Samsung has the edge with the big front screen or whatever. I can take my phone out of the case and put it in the glove box, and then I got a regular device. Or I could ball out, slap it together, beast mode style. It's your man Jay. What do you guys think of the Samsung event? I'm impressed, but I'm not excited. Prices killed it for me. It's your man Jay. See you in the next one. Take care.